At a class reunion, my boyfriend Jacob asked me to help him avoid drinking. I was pregnant at the time. I playfully slapped him and his little girlfriend, Sophia. He was busy taking the crying Sophia home, but I encountered a bad driver on my way home. I was violated. I lost my innocence, and I also lost the unborn child. Jacob deeply regretted it. He immediately knelt down and proposed to me. He swore to treat me well for a lifetime. Finally, even my old-fashioned parents softened their hearts. But on the eve of the wedding, I unexpectedly saw him hugging Sophia's waist. I felt very frustrated inside. Wasn't it said that it was just for show? Why did I lose my child? Your brother went a bit too far, actually. This whole thing was a scheme fabricated by that phonix Manto. Make me marry him. Later, I decisively chose to break off the engagement. I turned and walked away. Result, when I publicly announced my marriage certificate on social media, Jacob chased me down to my building. He pleaded softly, "Emily, I know I was wrong. Can you forgive me? Forgive him." What a joke. Emily is physically weak. She can't drink alcohol. You drink on her behalf. Jacob pushed a glass filled with liquor in front of me. I felt a bit unhappy inside, because I don't handle alcohol well. I can't drink alcohol. Jacob's face showed a dissatisfied expression. Sophia looked at him. Her face was as red as a ripe peach. She weakly leaned on Jacob's shoulder. She softly acted cute. "Jacob, you know, as soon as I smell alcohol, I feel unwell. I get drunk easily." Jacob brought the glass to my lips. He whispered, "Emily, Sophia managed to come back home just this once. She saved my life before. She has been kind to me. Have a drink. Let's just say it's to welcome her." I couldn't help but roll my eyes, thinking to myself, "You really need to drink to welcome yourself. I make others uncomfortable here." Seeing that I wasn't speaking, Jacob impatiently clicked his tongue. "Emily, what's wrong with you today? Doesn't anyone outside give me any respect?" I tightly held onto the test results in my bag. The child was an unexpected pregnancy. It's only been a few months. I haven't decided whether to keep it. Actually, I originally planned to tell him this news when I got home. I hesitated for a long time. In the end, I took the test results out of my bag. I quietly told Jacob, "I'm pregnant." Jacob clearly froze for a moment, but he didn't show the excitement I was hoping for. Sophia bit her lip and forced a smile. She said to me, "Sister-in-law, congratulations, now that we've brought it up. Jacob can't possibly force me to drink again." But a full glass of white liquor was handed to me again. "You are the sister-in-law. Is it really that hard to drink a glass for Sophia? You're younger. It's fine to drink a glass." Jacob's friends also started to cheer. "Sister-in-law, don't be so nervous, just drink a glass." I don't understand. Why is my boyfriend, who has always cared about me, suddenly acting like a different person, insisting that I drink for his friends? Sophia shyly looked at Jacob and softly said, "Then thank you, sister-in-law." The room suddenly fell silent. Everyone was staring at me. I felt extremely angry and suppressed. Unable to help myself, I slapped Jacob and Sophia each. I said, "Jacob, she has done you a favor. You should toast her. Why am I involved in this? And you too. What are you thanking me for? Does anyone care about you? Are you that happy? What, can you not stand it if you don't act pitiful for a day?" Sophia's eyes instantly filled with tears. She sobbed softly, seeing Sophia looking so pitiful. Jacob became anxious. "Emily, Sophia has been kind to me. How can you think that way about others? What exactly are you dissatisfied with about Sophia? You just don't like her very much." Indeed, because of Sophia, I once had a big fight with Jacob. They are very close. They video chat every night. They even help each other pick out clothes. But Jacob insists he only sees Sophia as a sister. What does it matter if I don't like her? I crossed my arms and sneered. Is it because you are in a relationship? Do I have to be grateful in return? Sophia gently patted Jacob's back. She said with a kind tone, "Jacob, let's not make it difficult for your sister-in-law. I'll drink instead." These words instantly ignited Jacob's anger. He thought, "I'm making it difficult for her. I feel like she doesn't want to give me face at all. Emily, you have to drink today, whether you like it or not." He suddenly raised his glass, trying to pour the liquor into my mouth. I immediately nudged him with my knee. He grimaced in pain, taking the opportunity to snatch his glass. I splashed the liquor all over his face. The liquor was so strong that Jacob couldn't open his eyes. He was very angry. He asked me, "Emily, are you crazy?" I replied to him, "What does it matter if I'm crazy? It's better than being bullied." Sophia bit her lip. She hurriedly took out a handkerchief to wipe Jacob's face. She still remembers to talk to me. Emily, you have some dissatisfaction in your heart. Why are you getting angry at Jacob? Her eyes are red. She looks very wronged. It's as if she's the one being bullied. If you don't like me, then I won't come next time. Green tea mixed with alcohol. It makes me feel a bit nauseous. I quickly stood up, preparing to step out for a bit. Jacob has a blank expression. He neither stopped me nor followed me. I went to the bathroom to wash my face. The atmosphere in the private room is even livelier. Jacob, today, to vent for Sophia, deliberately made my sister-in-law drink. You wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Right, I paused for a moment. Jacob said nonchalantly, HMPH, she always can't stand Sophia. She doesn't think about how we've been best friends since childhood. What does she count for? He actually wants me to keep my distance from Sophia. My relationship with Sophia is particularly good. We contact each other every day. Video chatting, there's nothing else between us. We are just childhood friends. How can I let her shout over there? I see. He keeps saying how much he loves me. In fact, he's just interfering with their little circle. Since that's the case, it's better not to have this child after all. I pushed the door open. The laughter immediately stopped. A hint of regret flashed in Jacob's eyes. He quickly said with confidence, Emily, your behavior today is really a bit much. You made Sophia cry. You need to apologize to her. I looked at this tall, handsome man, well-dressed. Although he knows how to please others, he seems a bit slow-witted. I did not respond to him. I said coldly, Jacob, I don't feel very well. I want to go home. Sophia is linking arms with Jacob. She said provocatively with a smile. Sorry about that. Sister-in-law, I'm a bit drunk too. Jacob just agreed to take me home. I asked in confusion. You haven't even had any alcohol. How could you be drunk? Jacob has his arm around Sophia's shoulders. Sophia looks very fragile. Just smelling alcohol can make you dizzy. How about this? I'll take Sophia home first. Then I'll help you call a taxi. That should work, right? I laughed in anger. Jacob, I'm your girlfriend after all. Isn't that just me helping you call a car? Is it really necessary for you to be this worked up? Jacob is helping Sophia walk outside with a furrowed brow. You're really getting old and still so jealous. Jacob's friend also hurriedly stood up to follow. He said, Sister-in-law, I have something to do. I'm leaving first. Watching them walk further away, I was so angry that I was shaking all over. I really regret it. I thought it was fine to just have fun with a man like this without getting married. I didn't expect to be so upset today. Unfortunately, I don't have any money on me. My phone is also out of battery. I can only sit alone in the private room feeling bored. Until it was almost closing time. Jacob's car finally arrived slowly. The driver is a young boy. His gaze made me feel uncomfortable. It felt like he wasn't looking at a passenger. It was more like he was sizing up prey. I borrowed the staff's phone to call Jacob for confirmation. After he heard the license plate number I gave him, he casually said, Wife, it's this car. Don't be so suspicious all the time. Get in the car with peace of mind. I'll wait for you to come home. The staff urged me. I nervously got into the car. I kept staring out the window at the scenery, but I noticed the driver was veering off course. I kept banging on the car window, shouting loudly, Driver, you took the wrong road. The way back to my home is not this one. At that moment, an accident happened in the darkness. The driver revealed a terrifying smile. It became a nightmare for me for the rest of my life. He didn't take the wrong road. Instead, he stopped the car in a secluded place. He took out a baseball bat hidden in the passenger seat. He didn't care how much I struggled. In just a few blows, he knocked me unconscious. When I woke up on the side of the road, I realized my clothes were in disarray. There were also some marks on me that were suggestive. Worse still, some areas were in intense pain. Slowly, I realized my innocence was gone. My phone was also missing. I don't have a single penny on me. I had to use a cardboard box I found by the roadside to cover my injured body. Hobbling home barefoot, Jacob saw me like this. He was completely shocked. Emily, what happened? Are you okay? The concern in his eyes seemed very sincere. I felt uneasy inside, and I especially wanted a warm hug. With Jacob's comfort, I recounted my experiences from last night in bits and pieces. He felt very guilty, regretting to the point of beating his chest and stomping his feet. He even slapped himself a few times. Emily, it's all my fault. This is all because of me. If only I had been able to take you home myself. You wouldn't have encountered these things. Jacob's eyes were red. He immediately took out a diamond ring. He knelt down to propose. Emily, marry me. I am willing to make up for you with a lifetime of happiness. His promise is like a beautiful dream. It suddenly knocked me down. However, after calming down, I didn't want to agree. Jacob saw my silence and he wasn't angry. He just said he would accompany me through this difficult time. I reluctantly nodded. Jacob took me to the hospital for an examination. The result was that I had many soft tissue bruises. My mental state was also not good. I felt somewhat depressed. The child in my arms never had a chance to be born and is gone. The doctor told me I might never have the chance to be a mother again. My parents rushed over after learning about it, seeing me covered in injuries. Their first reaction was to slap me. My father said, "A gentleman does not stand in dangerous places." If it weren't for me not coming home at night, how could such a thing happen? My mother cried and said, "Someone like me who has lost innocence can no longer bear children, who would still be willing to marry me." Jacob quickly stood in front of me, taking all the responsibility upon himself, and promised to marry me, willing to use a lifetime of happiness to make up for his mistakes. My father was very happy to hear that. He praised Jacob as a sincere and reliable person. My mother was also happy, holding Jacob's hand, ready to discuss the wedding date. They were chatting happily, but no one asked me if I was willing. After Jacob left, I began to speak my mind directly. "Dad, Mom, I have decided not to get married. I don't want to marry." Dad was very angry. He scolded me. "Look at your current situation, aside from Jacob. Who would be willing to marry someone who has gone through so much?" Mom held my hand and advised me, "What girl can live without getting married? If you don't get married, your dad and I won't feel at ease handing the Smith family's business over to you." I feel very hopeless. I even had thoughts of jumping off a building just as I was about to do it. It was Jacob who held me tightly. He made me hear his love for me amidst the despair. He said, although there was no outcome of love between us, he would always treat me well. Whenever I had nightmares at night, he would gently comfort me so that I could sleep peacefully. He is really good to me. It almost makes me feel like there's no reason to refuse to marry. However, Jacob and his parents strongly disagreed with me calling the police. They said that reporting it would cause me greater harm. "Emily, let the past be the past." Jacob held my hand and said sincerely, "I know you hate that rapist. So do I. I will always hate him. But after calling the police, the gossip from the outside really might be unbearable for you. Emily, let's treat this matter as a nightmare. As time goes by, we'll forget it together. Okay, I've already arranged the wedding. Next month I'm going to marry you. Let everyone witness our happiness." I understand. What others say can sometimes be frightening. They have some valid points, but that night's experience has left me unsettled. It feels like mosquitoes buzzing in my ear. It keeps me from sleeping. The evidence I hold in my hand can bring the criminal to justice. Seeing my parents' gray hair reminds me of their emphasis on reputation. I've started to hesitate. All right, I promise you, the time spent preparing for the wedding flies by. My busyness has slowly helped me forget the pain. During my hardest days, it was Jacob who helped me through. I've been thinking he might make a good husband, and I have no other choices. But just the night before the wedding, I unexpectedly saw Jacob with his arm around Sophia's waist. I felt a bit lost inside. Wasn't it just for show? Why did the child have to be lost? Your brother has gone a bit too far, however. Still, I have to thank you for this idea. Otherwise, how could Emily, the anti-marriage advocate, agree to marry me? In the dead of night, I could almost hear the sound of my heart breaking. It turns out that all the suffering I went through was a trap set by Jacob to force me into marriage. How much of his kindness towards me was out of guilt? How much was calculated? And how much was true, longing love? I trembled as I pressed the recording button on my phone. My sister-in-law is so beautiful. My brother fell for her at once. Sophia smiled slightly and then said, "If it weren't for her thinking that your family conditions are not good, she insists on not getting married, you wouldn't have come this far. She is an only child from California. What does it matter anyway, now she has gone through such an experience? It might be difficult for her to have her own children in the future, except for Jacob. Who else would be willing to marry a woman with such a past?" She stood on tiptoe and kissed Jacob on the lips. "Now everything is in place. What will Jacob use to thank me? How about this? How about some real compensation?" Jacob kissed her deeply. Tonight they obviously want to enjoy themselves. This is what Jacob calls a good friend. I can't hold back anymore. I pushed open the door to the room. Seeing half-naked Jacob immediately stunned me. Sophia said somewhat unhappily, "Who is it? Don't you knock before coming in." Jacob quickly covered her mouth. He smiled awkwardly at me. Wife, what are you doing here? I breathed a sigh of relief. I'm glad I haven't married this person yet. There's still a chance for everything to change. I slapped Jacob. The wedding is canceled tomorrow. I don't want to get married anymore. Jacob was stunned by my slap. After a while, he started to stutter and defend himself. Sophia and I were just joking. It's nothing serious, really. He didn't mind the pain on his face. He hurriedly grabbed my hand and said, "Don't be angry. The guests have already arrived at the hotel. If the wedding is canceled, what will your parents think?" I looked calmly at this tall, handsome man for the first time. He is my subordinate. 3 generations of my family have been farmers. Marrying me could save him at least 20 years of hard work. No wonder he is willing to take risks. He desperately tried to coax me back home. As for his little childhood sweetheart, it really makes me uncomfortable. Sophia, hurry up and get dressed. Help explain it. Sister-in-law, please don't misunderstand. All of our friends know. Jacob loves you very much. Up until now, they even want to deceive me together. This kind of love, are you willing to accept it? I couldn't help but chuckle. The wedding. I decided not to hold it. I don't want it anymore. I apologized to each guest one by one, refunded their travel expenses. In the end, I had a big fight with my parents, risking the possibility of severing ties. I canceled the wedding. Jacob still didn't give up. He kept apologizing in the chat, expressing his love for me. It felt annoying, so I simply blocked him. I really didn't expect someone to be this shameless. He kneeled at the door of my room, holding a large bouquet of roses. All I ask is for him to be forgiven. Dear, can the wedding not be canceled? I love you. I really can't do without you. Seeing him like this, all I want to do is laugh. Too many lies have been told. One might even believe them. I took the flowers. Looking at Jacob's eager expression, I threw the flowers directly into the trash can. You know in your heart. Do you really love me? Or do you love my family's money? Jacob was very angry. He slowly walked over and cornered me against the wall. He gritted his teeth. He said, "Emily, you need to think clearly. Besides me, will anyone else love a woman who has gone through such things? He knows exactly where my heart hurts the most. At the time of separation, yet he ruthlessly hurt my heart with his words. I looked up and said mockingly, "What kind of love is this kind of love? The best place for it is to throw it away." After breaking up with Jacob, I put more time and energy into work. Every time I work overtime until late at night. I want to fill the emptiness in my heart with busyness. No matter how tired I am, as soon as I close my eyes, the nightmares of the past follow me. My boss noticed that something was off with me. He specifically called me to the office to talk. "Your recent state is obviously not right. It's good to have motivation at work, but don't neglect your health," he said. "Because we have a good relationship privately, I want to ask you, Emily, what is really going on with you? Very few people in the company know about this. My boss, Michael, is actually my senior from high school and was once a playmate." I forced a smile. I asked him, "Senior, if doing something will cause pain, but if I don't do it, I won't be able to sleep. You think I should still give it a try?" Michael frowned. He asked curiously, "Are you thinking of getting back together with your ex?" I shook my head with a bitter smile. Jacob did something so outrageous to me. I will never forgive him in this lifetime. Seeing Michael's concerned expression, I felt a bit at a loss inside. "Forget it." I forced a smile. "I will work hard. Please don't worry." As soon as I stepped out of the office, the front desk told me someone was looking for me. It was Jacob and Sophia. They were holding hands. They looked very compatible. I started to doubt. The Jacob who knelt before me that day asking for forgiveness was just one side of him. Otherwise, how could he come to my company so confidently? It felt like an invisible hand was tightly gripping my heart, making it hard for me to breathe. I gritted my teeth. I tried to maintain a cold expression. Ask the way. "What's wrong? Is there something?" "If there's nothing, don't disturb my work. Jacob is a bit unhappy." "Emily, the wedding is off. The betrothal gifts must be returned, right? And the gifts I spent a lot of money on for you before, and the medical expenses for your depression treatment. You need to account for all of this clearly. Only paying it all back together can settle this matter." Sophia also said beside, "That's right. Jacob will still need to save money to marry me in the future. You can't tell. Fortunately, I will cherish him. Colleagues around are quietly discussing our matters. I don't want my depression issues to be widely spread. Moreover, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have gotten depression at all. But I don't want to get entangled with Jacob over this issue. You can go back first. What I deserve, I will be prepared. Jacob is not an easy person to deal with." He looks at my face, suddenly showed a look of disdain. muttering softly. HMPH. All are second-hand goods that have been hurt by others, still pretending to be aloof. Break off the engagement with me. Who would still want to marry you? I'm very angry inside. Clenched the fist in my sleeve. Struggled to control the impulse to hit him. There are surveillance cameras at the company entrance. I almost fell out with my parents, but I can't lose this job. Michael suddenly stood beside me, grabbed Jacob's wrist. His expression was very serious. He said it was work time now. The company does not welcome unrelated people. If you continue to cause a scene here, I will call the police. Jacob, who is 1.8 meters tall, seemed shorter in front of Michael, who is 1.9 meters tall. Michael loves to exercise usually. He looks even more muscular. Jacob looks like a little chick. Jacob glared at Michael fiercely, unwilling to show weakness. You're saying you want to leave, but you're still being held back by him. Emily, don't forget to pay me back. After Jacob took Sophia away, Michael pulled me to a place where no one could see us. He seriously asked me, Emily, what exactly happened? I hope you can tell me. Okay. After some hesitation, I decided to tell him what had happened recently, when I mentioned that Jacob advised me not to call the police. Michael said in surprise, you are the victim. It's one thing for him not to support you, but why is he stopping you from calling the police? I could only smile helplessly. Because this is entirely a trap designed by him and the murderer together. In this way, only at my lowest point in life would I be swayed by him and agree to his proposal. Michael sighed and said, is this what's bothering you today? I nodded. He looked at me intently. We need to call the police if you're scared. I can go with you. Encouraged by Michael, I gathered my courage, organized the evidence, go to the police station with him. On the way, we ran into Jacob. He saw me having a good time chatting with Michael. Jacob seemed to misunderstand. He looked quite jealous. Emily, we just broke up not long ago. You're in a hurry to find the next one. What about it? Can't you live without a man? That's really contradictory. I really don't want to deal with him. Even looking at him feels like a waste of time. He saw the folder in my hand. He looked a bit nervous. He asked me, what are you going to do? That's true. The police station is just 200 meters ahead. It's obvious I'm going to report it to the police. I didn't hide anything. I said coldly, go report it. Jacob immediately panicked. Report what? Do you want everyone to know you've been played? He keeps saying he's afraid of what others will say, but he's ruthless in this matter. Looking at a former lover, I'm utterly disappointed. Michael grabbed him by the collar. He said angrily, watch your mouth. So what? I don't want to cry at all. I just want to bring those who harmed me to justice. It's better than you going to jail. Hearing the words going to jail, Jacob suddenly charged over like a madman, pushed me aside, took the folder from my hands, instantly tearing the evidence inside to shreds. He smiled smugly and said to me, Emily, the evidence is gone. Let's see how you report it to the police now. I really think he's foolish. I had the evidence ready a long time ago. If you want to be a punching bag, that's your choice. And I linked my arm with Michael's. I've tried others. I just realized he has improved a lot. Jacob's expression changed constantly. It's particularly interesting. I couldn't help but laugh. My worries disappeared in an instant. Michael was momentarily stunned. Then he cooperatively wrapped his arms around my waist. He said, Emily is great. You don't cherish it. Naturally, someone else will cherish it. We walked further away. I quickly let go. I quietly thanked Michael. Thank you for earlier, I said with a smile. I will treat you to a meal if there's a chance in the future. Michael looked down at me. His eyes sparkled with indescribable emotions. Okay, I'll be waiting for that day. After I handed the evidence to the police, they immediately started the investigation. Describing the nightmare I experienced to the police over and over again was not easy. But in order to punish those who harmed me, I still endured it. The DNA of Sophia's brother Daniel was detected in the evidence I provided. The police quickly caught him. After learning this news, Sophia quickly came to me. She stopped me on my way home from work. She cried and begged me to write a letter of understanding. She said, Emily, my brother was just confused for a moment. He's only 18. He's still a child. Can you give him another chance if you have any grievances? You can vent them directly to me. I don't even want to give him a glance, such a child. If parents don't teach, then let the police take care of it. Sophia disregarded her image. She directly grabbed my leg. She kept begging me, please, Emily, as long as you write me a letter of understanding, I will absolutely never see Jacob again. I actually don't like him. It's just that I feel a sense of achievement taking him away from you. If my brother really gets locked up, My parents will be angry. Under the bright white light, Sophia rolled up her sleeves. Her arms were covered in crisscrossing scars. She looked at me with those pitiful eyes, just like she did when we first met, so weak. It seemed she wanted my sympathy, but those who evoke pity often have their own annoying traits, thinking of her past behaviors. I couldn't feel any sympathy at all. I said bluntly, "Don't call me that, it makes me sick. Even if your parents were really harsh on you, that's still your own problem. The kind of cause you plant is the kind of effect you will reap. You lead others to do bad things, then you should bear the consequences," seeing me unwavering. Sophia shot me an angry glare, showing her fierce side. She threatened me. "Emily, just wait and see. I won't let you have it easy," under the intense interrogation by the police. Daniel confessed to the crime, but he firmly stated that it was all his own plan. It had nothing to do with anyone else, because the police lacked direct evidence to prove that Jacob and Sophia were involved in the crime. So after separate interrogations, they were released. However, some rumors began to circulate, originating from who knows where. Some said, a gentleman should not stay in dangerous places, so I shouldn't take a taxi home at midnight. They said, a woman should be gentle and virtuous. I shouldn't wear skirts that are too short. Others said, since I have already lost my innocence, I shouldn't report to the police so loudly, to avoid losing my reputation further. Even colleagues who have worked with me for many years look at me with strange eyes. However, fortunately, my workability is quite good. My position is also stable. No one dares to point fingers at me to my face. Michael has secretly improved the office atmosphere several times. Only then did he manage to suppress those rumors. I invited him to dinner as planned. I'm sincerely grateful to him. I didn't expect that. This senior, who has always been aloof, actually seemed a bit shy. "Emily, actually, I've liked you for a long time. You had a boyfriend before. I didn't want to disturb you." He gently touched my finger. He said softly, "Now, can you give me a chance to protect you? I knew you before those rumors. I know you're not the kind of girl who doesn't love herself. Actually, you are the strongest and most hardworking Rose I've ever seen." This scene made me momentarily dazed. This time, I actually didn't need anyone to rescue me. I smiled and shook my head. "Senior, you are truly outstanding. I'm very happy to have your affection. It's just that I don't plan to date right now. I'm sorry." Even though I rejected him, Michael wasn't angry. He's still so gentle. "I will wait until you are willing for me. The only person who can support me at critical moments is myself. I am very clear about the truth of the matter. Although I don't plan to directly stop the source, but I want to preserve evidence, to send those who are scheming behind my back to where they belong. Once I collect enough evidence and find a good lawyer, I will sue those who maliciously defamed me. They will soon be frightened and apologize on their main pages, hoping to receive my forgiveness, but I won't forgive them easily. They still need to face the consequences. Let everyone know what they have done. I didn't expect. The real mastermind behind all this is not Jacob, but his childhood friend, Sophia, at the police station. She looked very pale, wearing a silver bracelet on her hand, holding onto the iron bars. She kept begging me to give her a letter of understanding. Sophia's eyes were nearly swollen like walnuts. Her once beautiful face was now swollen like a pig's head. It seemed she really faced severe punishment from her parents. She cried and said, "I truly know I was wrong. I shouldn't have come up with such a cruel idea. It was just because I hated you for not forgiving my brother. That caused him to go to prison at such a young age. His future is completely ruined. Emily, can you forgive me? I'm still young. I don't want to have a bad record, and I definitely don't want to go to prison." Sophia doesn't truly realize her mistake. It's clearly because she is in danger. She just wants to lessen her punishment. I came here just to see for myself what would happen to her, and to tell her, the outcome for your brother has been decided. For the crimes of assault and rape, he was sentenced to 20 years in total. His parents were shocked when they heard the news. One of them developed high blood pressure. The other developed heart disease. Now they're both in the hospital for emergency treatment. Sophia's eyes widened in surprise. She weakly slid down from the iron railing. She kept talking to herself. How could this happen? I just wanted to help Jacob fulfill his wish. Why did it turn out this way? I let out a cold laugh. You, in order to help Jacob, actually came up with such a malicious idea. The cycle of karma. Everything happening now is the result you deserve. I'm ready to leave. Just then, Sophia screamed from behind, "What about you? This will ultimately lead to your own downfall. Karma is real. You will never have your own children in this lifetime, because you are not worthy of welcoming life at all. Referring to the child that once died in my womb, my heart couldn't help but feel a sharp pain, even though they received the retribution they deserved. But that little life can no longer return. No, there is still one person who hasn't faced the consequences. Jacob. After getting Michael's consent, he accompanied me in putting on a good show. We went to the photo studio to take wedding photos. We even ordered a fake marriage certificate online. Then, I posted the marriage certificate of me and Michael on my social media. The caption said, "Thankful for our encounter, a lifetime of joy." The accompanying image was a luxury car worth millions. As my dowry, set so that only Jacob can see it, I'm taking a gamble that Jacob will be drawn in by such a stimulus. He came, then I will personally get involved and get him into trouble. Michael heard about my plan and felt very uneasy, even though I politely declined. He still insisted on waiting nearby for me. Not long after, Jacob really came. He is holding 99 roses in his hands. He chased me to the bottom of my building. He quietly pleaded with me. "Emily, I know I was wrong. Can you forgive me? During your difficult times, I stayed with you when you were sad. I'm the one who wipes your tears. Emily, actually, I'm the one who loves you the most in this world. Let's get back together, even if it's just to play a small role. I'm willing to do that." I couldn't help but laugh. I never thought Jacob could humble himself like this, willing to play a small role just for my family's money. Michael's expression changed after hearing this. He felt this person was truly shameless. He could actually do something like this. At this moment, the phone rang. It was an unknown number. No need to guess. It must be Jacob calling. I answered the phone. Sure enough, it was Jacob's voice. "Emily, can we meet again just once? Give me a chance. Let me apologize to you in person. Since we broke up, I haven't dated anyone else. I've only been waiting for you to change your mind. That day, I took Sophia to the company to find you. She suggested we pretend to be a couple. That way you would come back to me. Emily, the one I have always loved is you. Can you trust me one more time? Jacob, do you really love me, or do you love my family's money?" I laughed. "All right, I'll give you another chance. You have to show me how much you love me." I changed my clothes and went downstairs. When Jacob saw me, he hurriedly ran over to me with flowers. His new hairstyle matched the suit I gave him before. It made him look particularly handsome. Jacob handed me the flowers. With a face full of expectation, he said, "Emily, can you give me another chance at love?" I took the flowers. His eyes are squinting with laughter. "Okay, there is a glimmer of hope in Jacob's eyes. Then you should lie on the ground and bark like a dog. I know you love me this much. You wouldn't be unwilling to do even this, would you?" Jacob's smile instantly froze. He struggled to control his expression. "Ah, Emily, I didn't expect you to have such a new request." I just smiled at him. "What, are you really unwilling?" Just when I was about to turn around, Jacob suddenly lay down on the ground. He was quite willing to do it. No need to say, "Of course, I'm willing." He got down on all fours. He looked quite awkward. "Emily, I will bark like a dog for you right now, to prove my love." Jacob held back his embarrassment. He said softly, "Woof, woof, woof." I can't stop laughing. Jacob's eyes sparkled with joy. "Ask me, Emily. You believe I love you now, I swear. I'm the person who loves you the most in this world." I teased him dismissively. "You just called out so softly. Did you not eat enough? I don't want this powerless love." Jacob's expression changed several times. After all, there are people coming and going downstairs. During the time he knelt on the ground, many people have already pointed at him. I squinted my eyes. "If you don't want to, then I will." Jacob gritted his teeth and said, "Willing. Woof, woof, woof." I couldn't help but burst out laughing. Jacob's expression turned very bad. He tightened his grip on my wrist. His tone carried a plea. "Emily, can you forgive me now? If you don't want to leave him right away, I'm willing to be your secret lover, as long as you can get back together with me. Give me a chance to be by your side." I suddenly changed my expression. "Throw the flowers on the ground. Jacob, look at how you are now. What's the difference from a dog? How could I have liked a man like you back then? What was I thinking? My current husband is much better than you. You pitiful person. How could you make me like you? Stop being so self-indulgent. I really can't stand it." Jacob is blushing intensely, breathing heavily, chest rising and falling erratically. "How could you deceive me like this?" I let out a cold laugh. "How did you deceive me back then? Now I'm returning the favor. Things always have a turning point. Jacob, this is my response to you." Jacob is very angry. The veins are bulging. He cursed angrily. What an annoying person. His anger hasn't reached its peak yet. Just a little more to go. I shook my phone. It reminded me of the video of you barking like a dog earlier. I've already recorded it. If you keep pestering me, I wouldn't mind showing everyone what you look like. Jacob is completely enraged by me. His eyes are bloodshot. He pulled out a dagger from the roses and quickly stabbed towards my stomach. I gave Michael, who was hiding aside, a glance. He understood. He immediately went to call the police. Jacob was roaring like a crazed beast. What I didn't expect was, I was wearing a stab-proof vest, and I was also prepared with pepper spray. I sprayed it directly into his eyes. When the police arrived, Jacob was rolling on the ground, holding his eyes. The miniature camera on me recorded the entire process of his crime. Not long after, Jacob was prosecuted for intentional injury. I found important evidence of his involvement in Daniel's crime and handed it over to the police. Jacob will have to spend at least 10 years in prison. After the incident, Michael looked at me with concern. He said that your actions to provoke Jacob were really dangerous. Fortunately, he attacked you in a stab-proof area. Otherwise, you could have gotten into big trouble. The approach was indeed a bit risky. However, as long as it makes Jacob pay the price, it's worth it. Seeing the rising sun, I felt much more relaxed. Only I can save myself. Only I can save myself. Michael coughed slightly. His face was a bit red. He asked me, Emily, can you give me a chance to pursue you now? I smiled and replied,